Hi, I'm Steve Niles, the care pastor at Fox River Christian Church. It's my privilege to be able to share with you the significance of the birthplace of Christ. It's important that we remember that and acknowledge that we serve a very sovereign God, and He made promises, and we find one of those promises in Micah 5 in the Old Testament. He promised the people of Israel and us that He would provide a ruler, a Messiah, that would come and lead His people. That Messiah was to be also in the lineage of King David. Bethlehem was the birthplace and where King David was raised. Recognizing that in prior stories in this sequence that Mary was already carrying the Messiah. She was pregnant with Jesus, and her and Joseph were actually in the city of Nazareth. Well, the city of Nazareth was some 90 miles away from Bethlehem. And so she was already almost 9 months pregnant and really not able to travel. And that was a very treacherous journey because not only was it a long journey by foot, but it was also up through hills and mountains, and so it was going to be a very difficult trip. God, though, we recognize in Romans 13 that no ruler, no king, no principality, no government exists without His will. And so He used the emperor of Rome, Caesar, to actually position Jesus where He needed to be in Bethlehem for His birth. The Roman Empire kept track of all of their possessions, all of their holdings, and with that they also took inventory. So Caesar announced that there was going to be a census. That census meant that all of the families had to go back to their origins, to their birth, to the beginnings of their family. And Joseph was in direct line with David. He was of the lineage of David. Now, this also fulfills another promise that God made, and that was that the Messiah would come from the line of David. So Joseph and Mary had to make the journey to Bethlehem because Joseph had to go and register for that census. So they made that trip. And that's what placed them in Bethlehem. And with Mary as far along in her pregnancy as she was when she arrived, this is where Jesus was born. So with all of these things coming together, all of the promises that God gave us in the prophecy that we find in the Old Testament were made true. Our Messiah, Jesus, from the line of David, a Nazarene, was to be born in Bethlehem. And with all of that, all of the promises that God gave us all came together to create this story of Christmas and the birth of our Messiah in the city of Bethlehem. Merry Christmas and have a great holiday.